Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Monday, the 11th of August 2025. And here we go, let's get straight into the Mill news for today. We're going to talk about this. This is the match report from the under-18 game at the weekend. We're going to go backwards today. Normally, the bigger stories at the front, because at the end of the video, we're going to preview tomorrow's game. Yes, there is a game already tomorrow. Sunday, Tuesday. Yep, the season has definitely started. So yeah, Mill under-18s open season with a late win. And look at the unit there in the middle, the goalkeeper. Must be at least, 6'2" at the moment already. Damn, bro. What are you going to be when you grow up? 6'6"? Mill's under-18s come from 2 goals down to overcome Coventry City at Calmont Road on Saturday afternoon. The Lions found themselves 2 goals behind at the break, but a positive second half display saw Chris Perry's side pick up 3 points on the opening day thanks to goals from Will Wright, Tyrese Ndig, and Jaden Thomas Smith. The Lions came out for the second half a completely different side. Well, I don't think 11 substitutions are allowed, with Will Wright finding the first of 3 Millwall goals as he headed home from close range. Yep, that'll do it. It was then Ndigi's turn to get on the score sheet. The under-16s player came off the bench at half-time. Under-16s is playing for the under-18s. Damn. With an impressive display before finding the equaliser from close range. Thomas Smith found the winner in the 92nd minute. 92nd minute when he was played through on the counter, calmly slotting past the on-rushing Coventry goalkeeper to spark joyful celebrations from his teammates. So much like, the first team, similar goal, played through and then run onto it and slotted it past the keeper. After the match, under-18s lead coach Chris Perry said, we were really happy with the way the lads responded in the second half. We said at half-time that we needed to be a lot more competitive in duels. We had to challenge for second balls and really impose ourselves on Coventry, and I think we did that well in the second half, and we got our reward. Perry had a number of Millwall's under-16 players feature his side and was impressed with their performances. He said, we had a number of some of our under-16s with us for the game today, and they did really well. Ndigi was one of those players as he came off the bench at half-time finding an equaliser. Perry said, Tyrese has impressed us when we've seen him play, and he did the same today. He made a difference in the second half, and he held the ball up well, and he allowed us to have a platform to play from. He deserved his goal and was probably unlucky not to have another one. Finally, Perry said, overall, we were really pleased today. We'll have a look at that first half and analyse how we can improve going forward. I think we would like to impose our style of play on the ball and have a little bit more possession and a bit more control going forward. The under-18s are back in action on Saturday, the 16th of August, as they face Sheffield Wednesday. And obviously, that'll probably be behind closed doors. Most of them are. All of our home games are behind closed doors. I think some of the away clubs, they might do them not behind closed doors, but it's under 18s. It is what it is. Another game that will be behind closed doors is the under 18s first league game of the season. It's tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. kickoff. So Millwall's under-21 side open their 25-26 Professional Development League campaign against Barnsley on Tuesday afternoon, kickoff at 2 p.m. Kevin Nugent's side returns to action on the opening day of the Professional Development League season as they welcome Barnsley to Calmont Road. The Tykes last visited South East London on Tuesday the 1st of April and fell to a 4-1 defeat. So very much April Fools then. With Oliver Evans, AJ Matthews, Jack Howland and Rafiq Lamptey finding the score sheet as the Lions ease to victory at the Den. As you do. Kevin Nugent's side will benefit from 5 of last year's under-18 scholars joining up with his side after signing their first professional deals with the club. As with all under-21 matches played at Calmont Road, this match will be behind closed doors. Although technically, it's behind a fence that you can look through. So, there you go. Updates will be available on Millwall Academy Twitter account. So there you go, in 16 hours that game is taking place. Now we move on to the big event of the main event for tomorrow, and that's the first team game in the Carabao Cup, the mighty Carabao Cup. Will this be our year? Are we going to win it this year? Yeah. Well, would be nice to not lose in the first round or second round. Would be nice to get a home draw. Remember when we played Liverpool at home in the third round? Because we automatically went through to the third round because we were playing the UEFA Cup. Wasn't that good, even though we lost 3-0 to Milan Barros? Remember him? That was good, wasn't it? You know, Benitez, remember that? Sammy Hippiel, did he play that day? I think he did. That was good, wasn't it? You know, Liverpool at home, you know, big game, you know. When's the last time we played Liverpool? That was it, you know. It would be good because, you know, we have aspirations to get in the playoffs. And what happens in the playoffs? If you win the playoffs, you go up to the Premier League. So it would be good if we had a Premier League team. You know, especially at home. Maybe away, you know, Man United away, Arsenal away, why not? You know, West Ham away, hello. They'll probably move that to somewhere else, though, you know, behind closed doors. Move it to Miami or, you know, Far East, Singapore. I don't know, but, you know. Yeah, tomorrow's game, no Millwall TV stream for Newport County clash. Due to competition regulations, there will be no live video stream on Millwall TV on Tuesday night. So this is international. Wherever you are, you ain't watching it on Millwall TV. Whether you're in the UK, Ireland, Japan, USA, wherever you are, you ain't watching it on Millwall TV. It's not happening. The Lions take on Newport County in the first round of the 25-26 Carabao Cup at Rodney Parade. Kickoff is at 7:30, not 7:45. Remember that. But you can get audio commentary to Millwall TV Plus subscribers. So yeah, there will be no match passes on sale. So there you go. Now, what they don't tell you here, which I think is a bit, I don't know. Obviously, here's the thing: they're getting a load of money from Sky, and this is, you know, this is information for fans. Should you not provide the information to fans on where you can watch it? Obviously, if it's available on Millwall TV, you say, oh, you can watch it on Millwall TV by a match pass. But if it isn't, should you not tell the fans it's on Sky Sports Plus? Yeah. If they did, probably channels like this, wouldn't have to exist because they'll be doing it themselves. So here you go. It is on Sky Sports Plus. All of the games are on Sky Sports Plus, even though that doesn't say it there. Swansea versus Crawley. This is SkySports.com. It's a list of all their games that are on television. And for some reason, R1 says 7:30 and then it says 7:45. So I don't know if it was intentionally supposed to be at 7:45 and then it got moved to 7:30. Is there another... Oh, hang on. There's a game in Swansea. Swansea are at home. Newport, obviously, there's literally one railway that goes along the south of Wales. It's all connected, so that might be the reason why. And that might also be the reason why Swansea City is kicking off at 7 o'clock. Don't tell me Cardiff... Oh my... Cardiff are on the same day! Why did you not just move it to Wednesday? Why are they so fucking stupid? So you've got Newport, Cardiff and Swansea all at home on the same day. Congratulations, guys. Well done. You haven't got the sense to move one of these games to the Wednesday. So not only that, but it's Swindon, so that's not that far for them to go. So you have the 3 different games kicking off, one at 7, one at 7:30 and one at 7:45. And you know what's going to happen? The 7 o'clock game will probably go to penalties, and the other games will finish at normal time, so all the fans will go on the train at the same time. Joy. So yeah, it is on Sky Sports Plus. It's a streaming service. Obviously, if you're in the UK and Ireland, you can get Sky Sports Plus. I believe it may be on Bet365 if you're around the world. It will almost certainly be some kind of dodgy stream. I'm not endorsing that. You know, these websites, they can mess up your computer. I wouldn't recommend doing that kind of thing. All kinds of nasty stuff on that. Now, there have been... So we got 1,000 tickets given to us to sell, 1,092 or something like that. You sold 861, which isn't bad, but anyone from Newport watching this, do not get 800 hot dogs or 800 hot dog buns or whatever, 800 cups of tea, 800 pints of beer. From what we can see on social media, a sizable chunk, how much I don't know, maybe as much as 200, 300 people have bought tickets to this game to get the 10 loyalty points so that they can get bumped up in the queue, in the loyalty queue, the loyalty tiers for the sale of the Charlton tickets, which start to go on sale tomorrow. to the insane few amount of people that have 600 loyalty points, and then it goes down and down and down. So some people, don't know how many, maybe as high as 200, 300 people. So you've had a right touch here, Newport, because no way would we have sold this many if that wasn't the case. You've got extra money for doing nothing. You can have a load of tickets uncollected in your away ticket office, guaranteed. People have just bought them at the last minute to help get themselves up that queue to get the loyalty points. So there you go. I believe the gate receipts are split 45% to the home team, 45% to the away team, and the rest go to the EFL. So you've had a right old touch there, Newport. Now, here we go. We've got a bit of a clue from millfc.co.uk. The preview, Newport County versus Millwall, using a picture of Luke Cundle. So you would suggest that Luke Cundle may be starting tomorrow. So, as mentioned, so Millwall head to Newport County in the Carabao Cup first round on Tuesday night, kick-off at 7:30, following Saturday's 2-1 Sky Bet Championship opening day win against Norwich City at Carrow Road. Alex Neil now takes his side across the Severn Bridge as they look for a place in round 2 of the Cup competition. The head coach may opt to make changes at Rodney Parade with names such as Max Crocombe, Ryan Leonard, Zach Sturge, Massimo Longo, Luke Cundle, Macaulay Langstaff and Reece Bangor Williams, amongst others in contention. So, interesting that we may see some of these. I think almost certainly, I think some of these will play. But, Alex Neil said he wants to win the game. He's not going there just to throw the game away. It's all extra money in the budget. It's extra minutes for players that, we've got a strong squad now, to some extent, and we've got, young players in the squad that need minutes. So the further we go in the cup, the more minutes they get, to be fair. Although there's always a thing, when Arsene Wenger come in and he starts, I think he was the spearhead to playing the reserves in this competition, but it always kind of put my nose out of joint that he would play the reserves in the competition, and then when they got to the final, he said, okay, you guys can fuck off and we'll play the first team now. So I understand you want to win the game, but fucking they got you there. And now you're fucking telling them to sit down and shut up. Kind of bad form in my opinion, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, Newport County, a team with a hell of a history indeed. Founding members of the Football League Division 3. I think we were as well. In 1920, you come in. They failed to get re-elected sometime in the 1930s. Although they did get re-elected. So they spent a season out of the league, because they did get re-elected the year after. And the club that we're going to play at the moment is actually a reformed club. It's a Phoenix club, much like AFC Wimbledon, but obviously AFC Wimbledon split off from MK Dons, whereas the Newport County that we play today, Newport County AFC, arose from a bankruptcy. One of the notable teams to go bankrupt, Newport County. The last time we went to Newport County was in 29th of September 1984, and around about 5 years after that game, they went bankrupt because they got relegated from Division 3 to Division 4, and then they got relegated from Division 4 to the conference, although it may have been called the Alliance League at that point, or maybe it was the conference. And in that first season in the conference, they failed to fulfill their fixtures because they went out of business. They went bankrupt. And, a large group of fans decided to reform the club, and they had to fight. And they had to fight because there was a lot of pressure for them to just, come back into come play in Wales, come and play in the Welsh Premier League. Don't be in England, why are you in England? Come back to Wales. And, you know, they stood by their guns and said, yeah, nah, go fuck yourselves. We want to play in England. So they joined the English non-league system, worked their way back up, and long old time, they found their way back up into the league. And we have played them since they went bankrupt, but that was a home game in the year 2020, before all the fun times, before all the fun stuff. About a month afterwards, we played them on the 4th of January 2020. Little did we know at that time what was going to happen a month later, but we beat them 3-0. But that was a home game at the Den. Interesting, previous home game at the Den, 1973 in the FA Cup, beat them 3-0 as well. But in terms of away games, it's not as bad as Carrow Road. But so the last time we played them, obviously it was the old club before they went bankrupt and reformed. It's the first away game since then. Last time we lost 3-2 in 1984. February 1984 we drew 1-1. 83 we drew 2-2. 81 we drew 1-1. 1980 we lost 2-1. And in 1964 in Division 4 we drew 2-2. The last time we beat them at Newport was in this competition, in the League Cup, in the first round of the League Cup, where we won 4-3. So there were 7 goals in that game. Interesting enough, that was a bad season for Millwall because we got relegated. We finished third bottom, and we got relegated. Although we did have a run in the League Cup, we got, I think, to the 5th round, and we lost to Rotherham 5-2. So I don't know if that was a distraction, but we ended up getting relegated. And there you go. And I think if you go on Millwall History website, I haven't brought it up, but if you go on Millwall History website and check out this game, the 1963-64 season, we brought in a player from Scotland, scored a few goals, and because we got relegated, he got released, and that was that. But he scored a few in this goal. I think he scored 2 in this game to help us get through. But there you go. That was the last win, 1963. But not as bad as Carrow Road, because it's only been 6 visits since we've won up there. So there you go. It's not an easy trip. We have won there. You go, all the way back to 1920. Interesting, that League Cup win was the only cup game that we've played at Newport. We have had mentioned cup games at the Den. 2 FA Cup games that were both 3-0 wins. So we've only played them in the cup 3 times: 1 League Cup and 2 FA Cup, both home and away. We've had some big results at home. 7-2 win. How about that? 9 goals in a game. A 5-1 win. So, but, an away game, bit of a banana skin. But we will see. Now, let's get on to this. Preview. Sportsmile.co.uk. They always preview all the games. Fair play to them for doing this, A lot of the other websites I use, they don't bother. They don't care, They haven't bothered with any predictions or previews or any of that stuff. WhoScored.com, don't care. They don't care. So, we're going to read this. In the first round of the FFL Cup, Newport County will welcome Championship opponents Millwall to Rodney Parade on Tuesday. The League 2 hosts beat Crawley Town 2-1 on Saturday in the second match week of their league season, while the visitors also won 2-1 when they faced Norwich City on August 9th in their opening fixture of their Championship campaign. This will be Newport's first home game of the season. The league game was away, and they had to play a preliminary round in the League Cup against Barnet, which they won, and that was away as well. Newport County were eliminated at this stage of the competition last season, losing 4-1 against Leyton Orient in August 2024. Head coach David Hughes, nice Welsh name there, has only been in charge since May, overseeing 2 draws and 1 victory in his 3 matches in charge so far this term. Although his side did win a penalty shootout against Barnet in late July in a preliminary round of the FFL Cup. After the Exiles finished third last and narrowly avoided demotion from League 2 in 24-25, Users' primary task will be to stabilise the club's position in the fourth tier and push for promotion to the third tier, a division they have not been in since 1961-62. Newport have scored 5 goals this season in all competitions, though they have also failed to keep a clean sheet, conceding 4 times. The hosts are yet to play a home fixture in 25-26, but they were poor in the closing stages of 24-25 at Rodney Parade, losing 3 and being held to 3 stalemates in their final 6 outings at the ground. So that's 3 defeats and 3 draws at home. But obviously, at this level, there's a lot of turnover in players. Players who are out of contract go. They bring in other players that are out of contract at other clubs. Meanwhile, Millwall were also eliminated by Leyton Orient in last season's edition of FFL Cup and lost 1-0 in the second round. So Leyton Orient beat Newport County last season in the first round of the Carabao Cup, and then they beat us in the second round. Wow. The visitors have been knocked out in the first round of the competition in 2 of the past 3 campaigns, that's us, and have not made it past the first round since 94-95, when they reached the quarter-finals. In the Lions' only meeting with Newport, they emerged 3-0 winners in the FA Cup in 2020, a game that current centre-back Jay Cooper and midfielder Billy Mitchell played in. Boss Alex Neil has only overseen 1 match this term, a victory against Norwich, but his side did also triumph in their last 4 pre-season friendlies, scoring 14 times. Mill's win against Norwich was only their second in the past 6 competitive away outings, with the team suffering 4 defeats and conceding 11 goals. So there's not much form to go on. Team news. Newport head into Tuesday's game without any confirmed injury absentees, although given striker Gerard Garner, who was taken off last time out, Hughes will take no risk and is likely to bring Bobby Camwell into the 11. Who? Anchor Matt Smith may be the only player to retain his place in midfield, with Ben Lloyd and Keenan Patton candidates to play alongside him. As for Millwall, goalkeeper Max Crocombe could come into the team behind centre-backs Cooper and Tanganga. If Neil uses a double pivot as he did against Norwich, expect Casper Denor and Massimo Longo to feature. In the forward line, wide players Femi Aziz and Camille Negley may flank forward Macaulay Langstaff. And they say Mill possible starting lineup: Crocombe, Crammer, Tanganga, Cooper, Sturge, Denor, Longo, Negley, Coburn, Aziz and Langstaff. And they say Newport County 0, Millwall 2. Millwall will be strong favourites to advance to the second round of the FFL Cup, given they are 2 divisions above their hosts. Newport were also poor at home in the final matches of 24-25, and they are unlikely to win at Rodney Parade on Tuesday. So there you go. That's not a bad. So obviously they go and know what they're talking about. This is pretty decent. I would imagine maybe a few more will change from this. I think Ivanovic might start. I think he's probably wants to score. Probably not happy that he didn't score at the weekend. But I think definitely Crocombe. We may see Kamal Grant, because obviously this is his level. He has played at League 2. He played last season at League 2. He played the whole season there. Sturge, I think Sturge will come in. Although, like I said the other day, it's pretty weird that they brought Ryan Leonard on to play at left back instead of Sturge. So I don't know if there's a problem with Sturge, but he was on the bench. So if there's a problem, why is he on the bench? That don't make no sense. Luongo, I think Luongo, Billy Mitchell, with the knock, the guy said it was cramp. It didn't look like cramp to me. He wasn't stretching his leg, wasn't shaking his leg, wasn't doing all that stuff. He was, I think it might be something other than that. Negley, Aziz, I think Aziz, one of them, I think Amaku will come in. So Tanganga, so I think maybe Tanganga will be left out. I think Crammer will be left out for Leonard. I don't know how many changes you can actually. I think the changes include the subs bench. So if you bring players off the bench into the team, that doesn't count. It's the changes in terms of changes from the whole squad. Obviously, we got the under-21 game today. So that will probably give an idea, but you can't rob Peter to pay Paul. So I don't think we're going to see any of them featuring. And Alex Neil said he's taking this seriously. One thing to note of interest that the other day, or a couple of weeks ago, when Newport County travelled away to Barnet to play in this extra preliminary round, Newport County were 2-0 up, and they conceded 2 late goals past the 90-minute mark. So is that, did they make changes off the bench and that weakened their team significantly? Do they not have the fitness to last? Obviously, it was 2 weeks ago, so maybe they've improved. Do they not have the fitness to last? But don't know. But obviously, it does look like our players are a lot fitter than they were last season, so that may be a thing to note. So now getting to the prediction, I think it's got to be a win, isn't it? Will it be as clinical as 2-0? I think the defend Crocombe's definitely going to be well up for it, trying to not concede. But there are a lot of changes. If he changes the back line up, if you bring in Sturge, you bring in Grant, you bring in Leonard, are they going to gel, and are they going to fire on all cylinders? So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Newport did score 1, but probably a consolation. I could see it being 3-1, to be honest. I think, we just control the game. Apparently, they like to sit off and we're going to have to break them down. I think they'll sit off us and we have to break them down. So, we'll just control the game, and then we'll have to pick them off. So I'm probably going to go Newport 1, Millwall 3. 3-1 to Millwall. Yeah, why not? And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.